Traders, good morning. Happy Saturday. Welcome back to another Relentless video. Metrics video. Today we're going over our metrics, our stats for the month of July. What a month it was. What a month it was indeed. You know, if we look at the calendar here, you guys will see 5 red days. And well, I don't even know. I'm not even going to try and count. We'll check that on the other side. But 5 red days, right? Not bad. Not bad at all, considering that week 3, you know, we were not on it, and Friday the 15th, you know, we were out. So, you know, all things considered, we did pretty well. We were able to stay focused. We did the right thing here, which was to size down. You know, came in just focused on base hits, small green, small green. Back half of the week, we said, hey, we're going to try and step it up a little bit, and we did it. 1,500, 500, 1,900, very solid stuff. You know, finishing out the month strong. So let's jump down into the detailed section. And by the way, let's actually go to win-loss versus day. So we had 14 winning days to 5 red days. And so 73%, let's see, average daily gain, 755, trading about 225,000 shares per day. We're definitely pushing more size, and you know, the goal is to get this to 500,000. So I want to be trading at least 500,000 shares every day consistently. And I think in doing so, if we're seeing the markets that we're seeing right now, we can at least, these numbers will be boosted to, I believe, 1,200, 1,500 or so. And you know, I think we'll be able to see $1,000 days much more common, like, you know, regularly. It'd be a regular occurrence for us. So very good stuff. Let's see, we're at a 51% accuracy on our winning trades, 47% on our losing trades, 1.1 on scratch trades, $50 to 32, and we have about a 20-second hold time for winning trades, 20-second hold time for losing trades. The hold time for the losing trades is slightly higher because we are, of course, taking some of those dip trades, and we're holding for a few minutes at a time. This number, I wouldn't be surprised if it does go up over time, because I'm trying to get better with my dips, holding longer for those better moves. So we'll see if this number does go up over time. I think it will, but it'll always be a bit of an offset to it, because you know, a lot of the trades that I'm taking are scalp trades, and so when I do have losers in scalp trades, you know, as a result, because of how many I'm taking, just the sheer quantity, this number is never going to be too high, I believe. But you know, we'll see as we go over time. So largest gain 765, largest loss 363. Now for our red days, right, on our 5 red days, we're down 1,500, and we lost a good amount on our red days, doing 318. This is kind of high for me. Usually, and you know, with the bigger size, it's kind of natural, but usually we're at like 190 to like 250. So this is a little higher, but you know, that's all right. We're down in volume a little bit, which is good. Let's see here. We got $7 loss per trade on average, which is not terrible, right? But still, you know, we got to work on this. Our accuracy, you can see here, is much lower. Accuracy is in the dumps. So on our red days, we got to be a little bit more, you know, accurate. That's one of the things this is telling me right now. Hey, on these 5 days, you just, you know, you're 5 points below your mark, or 6 points rather. On our green days, we're 6% better, and we can't have this on our red days. You know, we have a negative profit loss, and so you'll see why it is that these days are red. On the green days, we're making 50 and losing 32. On the red days, we're making 36 and losing 45. These numbers need to be the opposite, you know. So yeah, and my hold time is a little bit longer. So you know, we got to watch out. We got to be careful. We got to try and cut those trades as best as we can, and be in and out as soon as the trade is going against us. We cut it loose, right? So largest gain 234, largest loss 502. Let's come over to the detailed section, right? So just about 9K on the month. Average daily gain $473. 200,000 shares of volume per day. In fact, I'm a little curious, what did we do last month in terms of volume per day? Did we go up or did we go down? Yes, we went up. We went up a little bit. Yeah, about 7,000 shares. We went up, so that's pretty good. Okay, not bad, right? Not bad. And this month in June, I didn't really have the type of drawdown that I had here in July, so it's still pretty impressive. Pretty impressive indeed. All right, so average winning trade 48, average losing trade 35. It'll be interesting to compare the 2 months, right? 50% accuracy, so my accuracy isn't as high as last month. 9 consecutive wins, 8 consecutive losses. Largest gain 765, largest loss 502. I forgot which day this came on. Actually, no, I remember. I believe it was on Wednesday of week 3. I took a 5,000 share dip and lost 10 cents. And I was just in a little too high. It's so crazy because if I was in, the entry I took was at 96 and I believe 88. My average was 92. I should have been in the stock at like 85, 84. And if I was, I would have been selling at 305. It wouldn't have been the trade I wanted because I wanted us to see 315, 320. That was on this day here, right? It wouldn't have been the trade I wanted, but, or was it Thursday? One of these 2 days here. So it was a little disappointing, but all in all, it's still pretty good attempt. It was an aggressive trade, but I like the idea behind it because those trades are what ultimately gives me confidence. Because sometimes you have to know what it is to lose with big size, and when you do know what it is to lose with big size, you're not as afraid because there's a level of fear, right? With the flushes and the false breakouts, there's a level of fear sometimes that will prevent us from doing what it is that we want. And so, that's one of the things I wanted to watch out for. So you guys will see that my day over day ratio is not that good. It's not consistent. Monday and Friday rather, we did exceptionally well. But what happened to Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday? At this pace, we should be doing let's say 3,000 at least on all the days of the week. So it's a little disappointing to see that we have such a drop off. But as we mentioned, things did happen, and we weren't as locked in as we should have been, and so we don't really know what we could have done on days, like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, week 3. We don't really know what we could have done. We don't know what we could have done on this Friday because, what I was told in the community is that, man, you missed out on a really good day. And we had USEA that went from about 2 to 6 or 4 to 6, something like that, and some other stocks as well. So, missing this day, coming in and not really being on top of things. We'll see. Next month should be pretty interesting. August, I think as long as we can see similar momentum, I feel like we'll do better. Without a doubt, we'll do better. We'll be more aggressive. We'll look forward to the challenge. We'll look forward to the opportunities, right? More so the opportunities than anything else, right? Because at this point, it's just a matter of adjusting whenever there is any sort of issue, right? When we do talk about what could be challenging. So, let's see. We did the best on PLRX, TBLT, LYT, GOVX. And GOVX, I mean, I missed some trades on this one yesterday, so that wasn't the best, but, pretty good stuff. DRCT, FFIE, SIDU were red on. But, and this is a good amount to be red on these stocks, but still, when we do look at it, we're still very, very green compared to the amount of red that we had. And so, for those reasons, pretty good. ILAG. So, yeah, it's been a pretty solid month, man. Market behavior. You guys know I don't pay too much attention to this, but for those of you who do want to see these metrics, here it is. Win-loss expectation. Win-loss expectation. So on the month, I made 29,000, and we lost about 20,000. These are big numbers, 30 grand. So the goal is, how can we get even more green and do our best job as possible to keep this to a minimum, Can we do 50K and have this be around 22, 25, 30, make 20,000, 25,000 on a month, how can we make more, and how can we, reduce our losses as best as we can as we go, you know. So we had the drawdown right here. This was the drawdown that we had. We were at 5,500. We dropped down to 4,500, and then we had the incline. So instead of slow and steady incline, we had this big consolidation and downwards P&L before finally curling back up here. So guys, this is the month, price range, by the way, price and volume. We did the best between 5 and 10, and that's where we saw most of the stocks, I believe. Between 10 and 20, we had PGY, but PGY, man, I just wish we could have had. This month could have been so much better. Like, what I did on PLRX is what I could have done on PGY if the spreads were only tighter. And in fact, I could have done way more because PGY went up for like 4 days, whilst PLRX was just 1 day. And so, man, sometimes you just need the personality of the stock to align with your trading, and I could have bought more dips on PGY, smaller size, holding longer to get those moves to the upside. Yesterday we had a great dip opportunity. I wasn't here for that. But yeah, so pretty interesting stuff, man. Pretty interesting stuff. But overall, under 2, because of GOVX, we were able to do pretty well. Between 2 and 5, not so bad. And between 20 and 50, we're up 1K. So, pretty decent month, man. Pretty decent month. We're going to look forward to keep pushing our share size. And once again, the goal will be, how can we get this number here to 500,000 shares, right? From 200,000 to 500,000. That's my goal. At least 500,000. Once we get to 500,000, we'll see how we feel, right? So I basically have to take double the size I'm doing now. Not necessarily double the trades. We can probably add in a few more trades, but right now, double the size. And when we talk about adding in more trades, that's where we'll be trading more aggressively in pre-market, and we'll be trading more aggressively when we do eventually get the a broker like Cobra. When stocks are on the backside of the move, we can go short, and then over time be more aggressive as well. And so, let's say, without pre-market and without going short, I get this number to 500,000. When I do get aggressive pre-market and I do get aggressive going short over time, whether it's months or years, we'll be pushing to like 1,000,000 shares. Like we want to be as aggressive as we can be, as we physically can and mentally can. That way we can maximize, because we're a green trader right now. We've been green. Right now we're approaching the 100K mark, right? Very close. Probably next month we'll do it, right? Next month we'll probably be over the 100K mark. But yeah, so we've been a profitable trader for a long time, and so when we look at these numbers, it's like the more sizing we use, the more aggressive we will be ultimately, right? If we go back to 2021, this is hot market, GameStop and these type of markets. Look at 2021. Look at my average volume here in 2021. Look at this. $187 per day, which is pretty solid, right? Pretty reasonable stuff. But look at this, 31,000 shares per day. Can you imagine if I'm doing the numbers I'm doing now in terms of the volume I'm pushing? Because a lot of it is the same exact setups, but now I'm just taking more size. Back here, 500 shares, 1,000 shares, 1,500 shares is more rare. And so, it's pretty interesting. And in 2020, when I first went live, 2020, we started in May, but we'll just go to January just because. In 2020, I think I pushed a little bit more size. Let's see. Yeah, I did 53,000 shares, and I had a big drawdown towards the end of the year, right? And that brought me down to $88. So if we go before October, September 30th, 2020, I'm doing 165 per day, 58,000 shares. And so what happened when I had this big drawdown, right? Because from essentially May 1st, essentially from May 1st right? From May 1st to what was that? September, we're doing pretty decent. If we go back to August, because the summer months for me was pretty good, right? Pretty good overall, pretty good stuff in the summer months. So you guys will see, from May to July, when I first went live, from May to July, I was doing 263 per day, 55,000 shares of volume, and this is of course a testament to how hot the market was, right? And right now I have more experience than I did back then. And so what eventually happened after this drawdown, right? Let's average out the numbers now. After the drawdown in October, right? After the drawdown in October, we dropped to 116 per day. And into the next year, we basically became more efficient with smaller share size. So January 1st, once again, to December 31st, 2021. After that drawdown, I said, okay, we're going to try and do smaller trades, smaller share size. And so we became more efficient, right? In some ways, we became a little bit more efficient. We didn't get back to that level of 263. And so, in terms of July, but what it does show is that size matters, right? So when we look back at simple things like this in our metrics, the share size matters. And so when we jump forward, I've really been pushing share size for the last like 3 months. We go to like May, let's see, May 1st to now, we have an average of 165. In fact, let's check May. May, how many shares are we pushing? 106,000 shares in May. April, how many shares are we pushing? April, we're doing 77,000 shares per day. So you see, it's like there is a correlation between volume and dollars gain. 45,000 shares, $3,000. It's like if we come to February, and February, coming into this year, we mentioned it a couple of times, I was struggling in the first 2 months of this year. After a hot Q4, into Q1 of this year, things were kind of crazy for me. Look at this. I was down $120 in 2 months. I had to reduce my size. I had to figure it out. So, adversity at its finest. But when this stuff happens, it's not time to panic. It's time to just, hit the videos, hit the metrics, what's going wrong. And so from there, February 22nd is where we basically figured things out. And February 22nd to now, we're doing much better. We're doing much better. We're 30K, and we're pushing 292 per day since February 22nd, right? So as we come closer to months like May, June, the numbers are better, right? 358. We come forward to June, as we're using more size, you see the share size jump to 197 right here. As we're using more size, we're seeing more and more gains. It's not coincidence. And so right now we are not in a hot market, right? This market that we're seeing now is not a hot market, relatively speaking. Like days like yesterday, Friday, which was July 29th. And let me make sure that that's the right date. Let's see. Yeah, Friday, July 29th. This is a hot day. Like some of these days are hot days. Like I wouldn't really say Thursday, but some of these days are hot days. Monday of the 11th. And so what is the difference between a hot day in this market and a hot day in last year's market? In my opinion, there's no difference. The thing is that in last year's market, we just had more of these days. Like these days came more frequently. These type of days were more frequent, right? And to me, that's the big difference, is that now it might be once a week, maybe twice a week, when last year it was like a few times every week. And if you're experienced, and if you're willing to take on the risk and accept the risk, and use big size, you can see some huge days. And I had some big days. One of my biggest green days, if I believe it was in June of 2021, one of my biggest green days, right? Let's see, right here, Friday, we're up 2,200, And on this day, I traded 52,000 shares. And I was buying LEDS, which is a stock that went from about $10 to $25. Or no, I think it went to $10 to $50 actually. So maybe in a hotter market, we probably see a little bit more in the move. But still, I was using 500 shares. Or no. Actually, no. I was using 300 shares, I believe. Then I went to 500. Well, let's see, 400. Oh, let's watch it right here. Let's see. So 700 shares. That's 1,400. 700 in, 700 out. 400 in, 400 out. 300 in, 300 out. How many shares do you guys think? And look at this. Look at this particular trade here. With 300 shares, I'm up 180. With 300 shares, I'm up 97. Okay, we're taking some losses. With 300 shares, I'm up 166. With 300 shares, I'm up in this particular trade here 103. Like with the amount of size I would take now, with 400 shares, I'm out 256. I'm making 50 cents on this trade. I'm making 50 cents on this trade. It goes to show you the potential that this particular stock had. I was using 700 shares, up with 158. Not bad. 150, 177, 374. This was a better one, right? This was a better one because with 50 cents on 700 shares is about 350. So this was a 50-cent trade. How many 50-cent trades have I had? And then I reduced size. I reduced size very early, and so it makes you wonder. Like right now, this number here will be saying 3,000, 4,000, right? This number, because I'll be buying 1,500 shares, 2,000 shares, 2,500 shares, and it'll say 5,000. And when I make 50 cents on 5,000, it's 2,500 in one trade. And how many times are we making 50 cents on this stock? Yes, we have losers, right? I don't want to ignore the fact that there's losers here too, but you know, we ended net green 2,200. So when we're using 5,000 shares on this particular stock, in and out for the round trip, how green are we going to be? And so it already lets me know that there'll be $10,000 days. Like we will see big green days, man. It will happen. Like we will see, and it's very encouraging when we look back at this stuff. So man, you know, it's an exciting time. It's an exciting time to be alive. It feels pretty good. So far in the year, we're making steady progress compared to our slow start that we had. And we're getting things together, and right now we're moving. You know, we're moving, and we're gonna keep pushing. We're gonna keep pushing to be better, and we're gonna get these numbers as high as we can, as fast as we can. Right? We're gonna look to be disciplined. We're gonna look to stay focused, and from there we can be better over time. So you know, we talk about motivation, guys. Keep at it. We gotta stay dialed in. We gotta stay locked in. Stay focused. Keep working hard, keep studying, and know that over time, because when we go back, I can sign out and sign into my simulation account. Progress is real, man. The progress is real. Even year one, we did 14K after a rough ending. We had a rough start to this year. Well, we already surpassed 14K by you know, times 2. And so this is what it's all about. Just staying dialed in, staying focused, and just keep getting better as we're going. To improve, and slow and steady progress. It's not a sprint, it's a marathon. One day at a time, one trade at a time. Let's just continue to be better. So guys, with that being said, it's been Relentless Trader. Hit that thumbs up button if you've enjoyed the video. If you're a new viewer, consider subscribing to the channel. I am, of course, and be sure to check out the links down below. I am signing out.